Hey Ryan. Yeah, I really like your firework. I think that without it just really needs something. I have a few suggestions too as well. Um, this this is a little bit too much negative space. You might want to move the city, the skyline down a little bit. And I had some other suggestions too about maybe repeating the firework a few times and scaling it. Um, and just playing around with the size relationships. You can also work on turning off some of the ellipses and turning them on. I've played around with it a little bit here. I hope it's okay. um, I, and I'm not saying that this is like great or anything, but if you make it bigger, it will work to really, it connects the different pieces of the design together. And I lowered the opacity. I turned off one of these ellipses here. But again, you can play around with that. And then I lowered the opacity. I'm not sure that that totally works. I can't even find that layer here now. There it is. But I lowered the opacity a little bit. Well, you can see it's like 48 right now. But again, you could play with that because I think that you've got this firework is so cool. I think that you could really get more, a little bit more unity just by moving, stuff around and sizing. This is a little bit too bright. I'm wondering if you could make some of these rays a little bit thinner too. That would really work to make it look like it's further away. And I don't know if you like it or not, but yeah, I would probably go back and make this even. I would lower the opacity again. There's also some styles you could. That's too low now. I mean, this is just a lot of going back and forth. Um, you could try blurring the background ones too a little bit. Then, that will also make it recede. It doesn't, oh, I don't know about that. It's hard to preview it when it's selected. That's one thing I don't like about Illustrator. Um, yeah, shoot. I'm going to say okay, but I'm going to undo it. Yeah, shoot. Another thing you could do for the bottom too is you could maybe add a bigger stroke down here or something. It's just that this looks it just creates a weird it's just a lot of negative space. It has the feeling of being unfinished. So and I just like your fireworks so much, but I'm not sure if the repetition works. I think making it a little bit bigger will definitely connect these two parts. And there's nothing wrong with overlapping. If there was some way to make some of these rays a little bit skinnier, then if you put it in the background, it would just really add a lot of depth, because overlap and scale really works to add depth. So anyway, I think it really looks good. I was trying to think of how to get a little bit of this color in someplace else too. I don't know what solution. Just again, because if you repeat the color someplace else, it will really work to create further unity, because the black is connecting to this black, but just to have a little bit more color someplace else down here, it could it could also work. I'm wondering a little object or something, but I don't know. Anyway, I guess it's your design, so I'm just a little bit more playing around with it, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure that this necessarily works. I think making the firework bigger will really work to create depth. And there's nothing wrong with having stuff to go outside of the border. I would even you can make this bigger, and because what happens is that, okay, if you have everything on the inside, it ends up being more like a frame. But if you open up the composition by making objects bigger and go outside of the composition, kind of like the firework, it ends up being more like a window that it just opens everything up. Instead of looking at a little condensed frame, you're looking at a big window, and then you wonder what's outside of it. So that's one reason for just having things go out of the design. So anyway, hope you found this useful, and just let me know if you need any feedback. Your design looks really good. Okay.